Welcome to the Master Cars Pro channel. Today we talk about the problems and weaknesses of this wonderful car. We are starting with the power units as usual. All motors are quite reliable and with proper maintenance they can manage 300 and 350,000 km with repair. However, many owners of this model, knowing about the reliability of Toyota engines, do not always pay enough attention to them. The main reasons for the early failure of the internal combustion engine are the use of low-quality oils, aggressive operation, overheating, and malfunction of power system. The most vulnerable point of motors is the cooling system, in which the radiator, thermostat flow, and the cooling pump are supplied. To replace the radiator, it is better to take a Chinese analog, since it has a material that is more resistant to erosions. Units of the MZ series, 1MZ-FE and 3MZ-FE, were installed on pre-styling cars. There are complaints about the reliability of the VVTi phase regulator wave. Among other disadvantages, it is worth highlighting the tendency of the throttle wave and ventilation system to clog. Restyled Lexus PX were equipped with a 2GR-FE engine with a timing chain drive. Depending on the driving style, the chain serves 150 and 250,000 km. The most trouble in this ICA was the oil pipe, in which after 50,000 km the rubber tube of high-pressure oil cooler burst and the engine remained without lubrication in a matter of minutes. To correct this problem, the manufacturer released an improved part and conducted a recall campaign. Another significant ailment of the internal combustion engine is the problem of the first and fifth cylinders. The ailment is caused by unsuccessful intake design, through which road dust enters the cylinders and kills the intake valves, forms cuffs, and can destroy the compression ring. Hybrid Lexus PX2 is not a frequent visitor to the used market, but it's for the best, since buying such a car over 10 years old is a dubious undertaking. Firstly, the battery life is not internal, and the replacement is not cheap. Secondly, in such machines, in addition to the mechanical part of the engine, the control electronics of the hybrid plant cause problems. But if you nevertheless decide to buy a hybrid, be sure to carry out a full diagnosis of the car system in a specialized service station. Only the Aisin 9551 LS 5-speed automatic transmission is available here, but with different control units. Hybrid versions were equipped with an eCVT electromechanical variator, in which there is no complicated hydraulics and most of the load goes to the electronics. The machine is reliable and with proper maintenance will not bother with significant breakdowns up to 200,000 km. Most of the complaints about the gearbox are caused by jerks when shifting gears. To eliminate the ailment, the service station employs hour to change the oil and refill the firmware of the control unit, but this is a temporary solution, since the problem often lies in the motor. The MAF is clogged, the throttle or its sensor is faulty. Of the disadvantages of the machine, it is worth highlighting the weak oil pump and axle shaft seals, as well as front gearbox cover. The chassis is comfortable enough and does not often bother with breakdowns. The weak points of the suspension include perhaps the struts and stabilizer bushings, resource 40-80,000 km. Shock absorbers and truss bearings under average load leave 100-150,000 km. Approximately the same number of wheel bearings and silent blocks of the front levers are enough. Ball joints with moderate loads can last up to 200,000 km. Rear suspension parts are also rarely bothered with breakdowns. The rubber bands of the rolls nurture about 120,000 km, and the floating silent blocks can last up to 150,000 km. But air suspension can cause significant repair costs. Air bellows, as a rule, surrender after 100,000 km. If they are not changed immediately, the compressor will work without stopping, which negatively affects its resource. While maintaining the integrity of the cylinders and periodic maintenance, the compressor will last 200-250,000 km. Wiring and body position sensors do not differ in reference reliability. The rail here is rather weak and requires attention on the run of 100 and 150,000 km. Fortunately, this unit is maintainable, but you should not count on a cheap solution to the problem. But the power steering, as a rule, does not bother with breakdowns. There are no complaints about the steering consumables. The tips serve about 150,000 km, and the thrust up to 250,000 km. The paintwork of this car is of a good quality, thanks to which even the first copies of the paint conveniently adhere to the body. However, you need to understand that the car is no longer new, and the presence of minor damage on it is the norm, but very complete absence should alert. Of the problem areas, it is worth highlighting the wheel arches in the rear of the threshold. In the salon, only high-quality finishing materials are used, which do not age for a long time. Only the steering wheel and gear shift lever can give out the real mileage of the car. There are no problems with restoring seat upholstery. Of the shortcomings here, it is worth highlighting the presence of cricket, which filled the interior over the years. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback what will help viewers when choosing a car. I'm done. Thank you all very much for your attention. I'm very grateful to you if you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. See you soon!